Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your 2021 Big Ten college football coaches records against the point spread preview. Hope you guys enjoying these coaches preview I'm bringing you here on our YouTube channel. In fact, if you missed the first one, SEC conference preview of all the coaches, and we did the second one with the Big 12, and you can see that right here on our YouTube channel. Before we get going, don't forget, you can always subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. All right, let's go to the Big Ten college football preview. And guys, what I do in these videos, instead of always just doing like a team-by-team preview or or the conference preview, I felt this year, I said, you know what? I'm talking always about handicapping and indicators, right? And as much as each week, because I can do a team-by-team preview, but when you get to week 4 or 5, you probably won't even remember that preview, but you will remember the coaches, because at the end of the day, who prepares the football team, the programs, for the upcoming season, for the upcoming week, for the upcoming games? It's the football coach. And preparation is key when it comes to preparing your football team, because at the end of the day, it's the game plan that you are executing for your players, or you're preparing for your players to execute, and your players are the ones who've got to execute that practice plan throughout the week, and then the game plan during game day. And at the end of the day, winners win, and you want to follow winners. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the Big Ten college football coaches. A little bit of a turnover in some of these coaches, but let's take a look right here. Now, I do have a smaller window you can see here on our website, ATS, but I'm not that mean to you guys. I'm going to bring out the old spreadsheet, and this way it's more bigger and visible and more pleasing on the eyes, I hope. And let's get right into this. This has been a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing this, because at the end of the day, I don't think when we handicap games, I don't think we talk enough about coaches, right? We're talking about the starting quarterback, the defense, maybe sometimes the odd special teams. But it's always the glory positions, the quarterbacks, the receivers, the Heisman candidates. But at the end of the day, it's the football coach that prepares the game plan. And if you're not in tune, or you don't know what's going on with that program, we have no idea what kind of game plan that they're going to bring in the upcoming week. But what we do have is their record. And you can't hide from your record. And now looking at the Ohio State. Now, the one thing with the Big Ten, look at some of these names, right? It's not like the SEC or even the Big 12 to an extent. When I look at the Big Ten, I'm looking for how many years experience do we have in the Big Ten. Now, you look at Ryan Day. He's only going in his 4th year, but he's inherited a great program from Urban Meyers at Ohio State. Had a big game last year against Alabama in the national championship. They're close. They're very close, but close doesn't. What's that old saying? Close only, close but no cigar type thing. But looking at Ryan Day coming into this season, 4th season now at Ohio State. They went 7-1 last year. He's only lost 2 games in Ohio State, and obviously those 2 losses weren't regular season losses. They were bowl games, right? So he's 23-2. 92% win percentage. Now, let's keep in mind here, it's the Big Ten, and the Big Ten hasn't been a very consistent of late, right? We all saw what happened to Penn State last year. Michigan, they got to turn that around. And Wisconsin, finally, a little bit disappointing last year in Wisconsin. But, I always say, it's like when I looked at the NHL playoffs this year, and I was handicapping, or even the NBA, I say, whenever you get to the playoffs, or, do the teams that you face in the playoffs make you better for that championship game? And right now, you need a healthy and strong conference to make the top dogs, cream rises to the top. But if they're not being challenged and they get out of conference and they go face the Oklahomas, they go face the Alabamas, the Floridas, the LSUs, you're going to get spanked, right? But coaches, Ryan Day, 92% win percentage. And against the point spread, 60% against the point spread, and against top 25 teams, he prepares his team well. He's 11-2 against top 25 teams, 1-2 against bowl games, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. When you're playing Alabama in bowl games, you know what? To win one is phenomenal. All right, so 7-0 away and 12-0 on the home. So it's going to be a big year to see what happens this year at Ohio State. And, do I expect the point spread record to stay at 60%? I don't think so. I think we might see it a little bit lower, but who knows, right? All right, Wisconsin, Paul Chryst taking over again in the 7th season now. Not taking over. He is taking over. He's going into year number 7. He's 55-19. He has a winning percentage of 74%. Now, the one thing I noticed with the SEC and the Big 12, and if I do the SEC, I'll just bring that over here. Look at all these coaches here. 72, 76, 76, 76, 78, 78. If I go to the Big 12, only a couple of coaches here have a 70% or higher. And look at the Big 10, and only 2, right? Paul Chryst and Ryan Day, and they're really don't even have 10 years between them, right? Wisconsin 4-3 last year. Paul Chryst is 74% win percentage. Very good home and away record, 30-6, 21-9 against the point spread. However, just respectable at 55%. Still a winning percentage, 6-2 in bowl games, but 10-13 against top 25 teams, right? So that's one thing I'm noticing with the Big Ten, and then you can see all the red, and I'll get to that in a second. Michigan, you know what? This is a big year. This is probably the understatement of the year. Jim Harbaugh's got to win this year. Does he got to beat Ohio State? I think he's got to be competitive against Ohio State, but he needs to win more ball games. 2-4 last year, not going to cut it. COVID year, I get it. But 69%. Michigan coaches, you're gifted with all these amazing athletes, from the past that, you get the best players in the state, coming to your school. You should be 80, 90% win percentage. And, I feel that, when you think of Michigan, you got to think, the coaches got to have a winning percentage of over 85%, right? Lincoln Riley, Saban, those type of records. Now, Michigan 30-8 for Jim Harbaugh, but his road record is not much to be desired. 17-10, 32-29 against them, only 52%, just 2% above 50%. 2-5 in bowl games and 11-15 against top 25. So that's not going to cut it, right? So let's keep an eye out for Jim Harbaugh this year, and let's I think from a point spread perspective, 52%. You got to go much higher than that, and I'm hoping we can get some good numbers here on Michigan, maybe to get some value. Now, James Franklin last year at Penn State started 0-5 out of the gate, but finished strong, 68% win percentage. Now, had he not finished, started 0-5, who knows? Maybe that'd be closer to 70%. But looking at Coach Franklin's record here, 37-10 at home. But look, I put it in yellow. That's like a question mark. You got to have a better away record. If you're 37-10, you got to be at least in the over 25 away from home, right? 17-15 and 52% against the point spread. 5-4 in bowl games. 9-15 against top 25 teams. Brett Bielema coming over. Now he hasn't coached in a while, but he was at Wisconsin and Arkansas, and lifetime he has a 63% win percentage. So this is good research to do here, and I got to thank Phil Steele's publication. That's where I get all the coaches' sources. So if you haven't got Phil Steele's book yet, it's you need it for your research, right, and your resources. But back to Bielema here. 63% win percentage and 52 against the point spread. So even though he's hasn't coached in a while, he's only had a 52% win percentage, and he's not good against top 25 teams, 17-37. So preparation, right? Which tells me his teams are not very prepared against top 25 teams. Kirk Ferentz going into his 23rd season at Iowa. Iowa won 6-2 last year, and 61% win percentage. Now the one thing with Iowa, they win their home games, but 500 on the road, right? 54-54. Again, you cannot have a winning record of 103-42 at home, but only be 500 on the road. That has to be in the 70s at most, right? 55% against the point spread, 9-8 in bowl games, 28-46 against top 25 teams. I think it should be a little bit better. Iowa's a good program. You get great kids out of the state of Iowa. And to me, that the road record is disappointing, and the top 25, right? So be careful when you're handicapping Iowa against top 25 teams. They'll beat the beatables, but you got to be careful against those contenders, right? Minnesota, PJ Fleck, not a great year, 3-4 last season. Man, he was really pissed last year. And I watched that. I forget who it was, but he got robbed in one game. 26-19, 58% win percentage, 16-8 at home, 8-11 on the road, and 56% against the road, 2-7 against top 25 teams. Northwestern, banner year last year. They had a lot of seniors, a lot of senior players on that team. I think it's going to be a step, not a step back, but I think it's going to be a rebuilding year for Northwestern this year. Fitzgerald, what an amazing job. He's going into his 16th season. He's happy there at Northwestern in Chicago, and 57% against the point spread. And looking at the point spread record, 57% straight up, 51% against the point spread, and he's 15-31 against top 25 teams. But Northwestern is not, they're not your top dogs, but they will be the odd year like they were last year, right? So I think with Northwestern, you got to pick your spots on certain years to bet them to get value, maybe as an underdog, especially at home, right? Indiana, Tom Allen had a really good year last year, 6-2, going in his 5th season. Only has a winning percentage of 52%, but again, when you get a medium program like Indiana, and you're rebuilding that program, and he's doing a great job. We'll see. This is gonna be a big year. And from a betting perspective, hey, bettors love him. Tom Allen, 61% against the point spread, 0-3 in bowl games, but 3-14 against top 25 opponents. So, the cat's out of the bag. We know that, last year was a great program. I don't think we're going to get that same value this year. Craig Schiano, though, that could be a different situation. Now, back to a second stint at Rutgers and lifetime at Rutgers. He's 49% straight up and 40-37 lifetime at home, but only 24-35 against the straight up on the road, and 55% against the point spread, but only 4-20 against top 25 teams. But the good news is you want him in a bowl game because he's 5-1 in bowl games. So Craig Schiano doing well in bowl games. And again, let's see if they they were very competitive last year. I'm very interested to see. And I think a lot of bettors and bookmakers know this, right? They know that those fly under the radar teams that people are they're whispering about. They know that, and I don't think. Do I think we will get a lot of value with Rutgers this year? I doubt it. Purdue, 2-4. Jeff Brom taking that the 5th year for Coach Brom here at Purdue. 43% win percentage, 8-9 at home, 4-11 on the road. And you can see here 44% against the number, not great. 0-7 against top 25 teams, so be careful if you're betting Purdue. And Scott Frost, at Nebraska. Now Frost is going in his 4th season. Now Eifel is going to take over at Tennessee. So I talked about that in the SEC. The SEC video. This is where the Heifel left, where UCF to go to Tennessee, and then Frost left UCF to go to Nebraska. So those two, I'm going to keep an eye on and see if they have the same type of, records, going into their new home. But for Scott Frost, 3-5 at Nebraska last year, 38% win percentage. Very disappointing, but the thing is, unfortunately for anybody who coaches in Nebraska, you're always going to be compared to Coach Allen and Coach Osborne, and so you got to be big shoes to fill over there. And looking at their win percentage against the number, 44% against the number, 14-18. So not even a great point spread record for Coach Frost. Mel Tucker taking over from Michigan State last year, going into the 2nd year. 29% win percentage, but even worse, 33 against the number. And, I forgot to mention, Scott Frost at Nebraska, 0-7 against top 25 teams. So when Nebraska plays those top dogs in the top 25, 0-7. So be careful, when you're doing your handicap. And in Maryland, Mike Loxley, 3rd season, 6-17 lifetime at Maryland, 2-3 last year, 26% win percentage, and 48% win against the point spread, and 1-8 against top 25 teams. All right, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report for the Big Ten. Again, folks, you can see all the videos, the Big 12, the SEC, and it's all located right here on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. Cheers.